So I was on my way to work this morning and I was using GPS because even though I'm familiar with the roads to take, I want to make sure that I'm still on point with what the GPS is saying. So the GPS took me a different route than what my normal is. And so it rerouted me, or it didn't even say reroute, it just took me part of the way my normal route, and then at some point it took me a different way. I still ended up getting where I was going in the same amount of time, but it was just a different route. I didn't really understand why it did that, but it did. It didn't give me any message about traffic or accidents or anything like that, road work, anything. It just took me a different route. I noticed the other day it did the same thing. It took me part of the way, but even sooner it took me a totally different way than what I had been previously going. Now, I've been traveling this route for weeks, and normally it would take me the same way each time, and then other day it changed up, took me part of the way, and then changed up early, and then this time it changed up, it took me a little further in my normal route and then changed up a little later. And in that, the Lord began to speak to me, and he began to say, you get comfortable with where you are and with how things normally have ran, and I'm making changes. I'm shifting you, and you have to be able to shift with my shift to get to where I'm taking you. And sometimes we get frustrated in the process of, because we're used to things going a certain way. We're used to a certain route. We're used to how things always go. And then when God allows things to change or things to shift, we're uncomfortable because we're used to the route we've always taken. We're used to things going how they've always gone. But how do we respond when God says shift, or it's a shifting season, or when God allows things to get a bit uncomfortable, or to get us out of our comfort zone, to shake us? Because sometimes we could get comfortable with the people in our lives. We can get comfortable with the processes or things running like they seemingly always have ran. And God says, I'm doing a new thing. And sometimes new things mean new routes. Sometimes new things mean new directions. And God takes us the route he wants to take us and the way he wants us to get to where he's taking us. And we have to be okay with that. We have to train ourselves to be okay with the route. So I didn't like it at first, but then I readjusted and I said, okay, there may be something on the other route further down that I don't know about. I don't know it all. I don't see it all. I don't know. It's the same way with God. We don't know it all. We don't see it all. He's all knowing. He sees everything. So he knows the route. He knows that if you continue on the same path that you were going on, maybe it's destruction, maybe it's something ahead that is untoward, whatever it may be. So he knows how to reroute you. But do you know how to readjust to the rerouting of God? I want to encourage you today. If God seems to be rerouting you, if God seems to be taking you a different direction than what you expected, or things don't seem to be going exactly how you thought they would go, allow God to reroute you. Allow God to take you in the direction that he wants you to go, even if it seems unexpected, even if it's not exactly how you designed or desired it to be. He knows his plan for you. He knows how to get you to point A to point B the way he's determined you to get there. He knows the in-betweens. He knows the traps that the enemy would try to set. He knows the things that would try to occur, and he has a plan for that. And oftentimes the plan is rerouting. God is rerouting you for greater. Agree with his plan.